Oh, what do we have here? Today we have evil wife kills husband, pretends to be shocked. Thank you guys for tuning in, and without further ado, let's get it.
What do you need me to do? I don't know what to do.
This is Ann Valgora. This morning, she woke up to find her husband dead.
She's saying when she woke up, the door was unlocked and there was an alarm around 4 a.m.
She appeared traumatized, or at least that's what she wanted the officers to believe.
Yeah, fucking right. How somebody just come in your house and you don't hear that shit? Was y'all sleeping in separate rooms?
Smart thinking.
Dispatcher for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she helped a lot of people through hard things.
She just saying that to get on that good side.
No, I think he shot himself and she hid the gun.
The officers initially assumed her husband had taken his own life, but the horrifying truth was something far more sinister.
Well, no matter what he was doing, that gun is not there. But there's no way he can kill himself if there's no gun.
He got a knife on his boot.
Is he a fucking cop?
I'm just gonna tell you, we found that you were responsible for Stephen's death.
It's 3 p.m. on June 18th, 2019, when officers are dispatched to the home of a frantic woman who's just made a chilling discovery. Her husband was shot in the head and lying motionless on their bedroom floor. Within minutes, officers arrive at the gruesome scene.
We have some evil people in the world. You would never think that you was gonna get taken out by the person that you married.
I don't know where the gun is because I want to try and keep everything as much as I can until the camera gets here. But I mean, like I said, I have no idea.
I guess that's the body right there, but they gotta blur it out for legal reasons.
I don't know how
Active
much
crime
you can
scene.
check without, but I mean, we've got the discoloration, the everything. So.
Do we know where the gun is?
Nope. I figure investigators are here already. We'll just, I mean, she said it's in here somewhere. I'm assuming it's.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh yeah, he's discolored. He's everything.
At first glance, the officers didn't notice anything unusual beyond the obvious. A man dead from an apparent gunshot wound. There were no immediate signs of a struggle or forced entry, leading investigators to initially consider the possibility of a self-inflicted injury. But when they go to question his wife, that version of events begins to fall apart.
I saw about 2 a.m.
I wonder why.
About 1-ish. I went to bed. We were watching a movie, and
I didn't hear anything through the night.
I didn't hear anything. But I take all my meds at night.
So all 3 of you slept in that room last night?
Yeah.
She's saying that all 3 of them slept in this room last night.
How is
Which
that even
makes no
possible?
Huh? So she woke up and what?
You don't just walk by that.
No.
Facts.
To officers, something about the scene felt off. It seemed nearly impossible that the whole family slept undisturbed in the same bedroom while Stephen fired a gun just a few feet away. If Stephen truly shot himself, he somehow managed to do it without disturbing anyone, a scenario investigators found nearly impossible to believe.
Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit.
So with that suspicion lingering, officers continued examining the body, and what they discovered next would make the situation even stranger.
I bet.
What do we have on tabletops? Anything interesting?
No, I didn't see if there was,
Nothing on the nightstands or...
Are you thinking like a note or something? Or?
Could be anything, yeah.
Ain't no respectable man's finna do that to himself with his mother and child in the same room. There's no way that fucking happens.
Is it a holster?
Yeah, I'll bet you're right.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? That
Where's there a hole?
over his head.
Oh. Yep. That's what you're saying.
Yep, there's the entrance. Oh, yep. So then we've got a...
What did they find?
Somewhere. Maybe, or you mean a casing? If he was laying on the floor when he did it. If he's laying on his side like this, boom, and then it falls.
Flops over.
Yeah.
You want to move the blanket? No. It's not there.
Why is he wearing a holster?
Well, and he's in 511s.
Huh?
He's in 511s.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
511's a tactical clothing brands, right?
shell casing.
Yep.
But I still don't see a gun.
That's weird.
There's no fucking gun, then it's not.
Something's not right.
No.
She know where it's at.
He killed himself if there's no gun.
Whoa. This just got unexpected.
Spooky.
But he's got a knife boot. He's got a flashlight in his pocket. He's got a fucking holster on, and he's wearing 511s. And it looks like maybe, you know, gloves or something in his pocket. Is he a fucking cop?
Officers just made a critical discovery. The victim was 55-year-old Stephen Olson, a third-year officer with UNMC Public Safety and a United States Army veteran. This revelation immediately explained the tactical boots and police equipment scattered around the room. But despite this breakthrough, investigators were still missing a major detail. The gun was nowhere to be found.
It just disappeared after he shot himself. Right? Fuck out of here.
Well, no matter what he was doing, that gun's not there. So even if he's laying sideways,
In case he's gonna shoot somewhere else.
he was laying. I mean, his head was positioned on the left, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Now I'm really glad I asked Brett Dash. I'm like, can we try not to move him too much?
Stay out until crime.
Yeah, I might have sabotaged the crime scene.
Well, it still doesn't make sense. The fucking gun should be laying right there. Should be right by one of his hands.
And so even if he's on his side and he falls over the shell casing, like the gun's gotta be somewhere. Or
It's gotta be right by one of his hands.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be right by his hand where he woke up from his body and say, you know what, let me move this over here right quick and then I'm gonna go die right here. I don't think that's how that happens.
The door was unlocked. We didn't hear anything.
Right.
You were in the...
The details are still not adding up for officers, and as additional investigators arrive, attention shifts back to Anne, whose account is becoming increasingly suspicious. So to move forward, detectives decide to press Anne further, hoping to uncover any crucial details she may be holding back.
Anne gives me the chills every time they put the camera on her.
I came out this morning and found the front door open and the screen door, and I always have them locked, and the alarm was not set, which he said he was going to run the dogs one more time and lock the doors up. And no, it was when I went to wake him up that, of course, turned on the light and went, oh crap, and threw the blanket over the top of him, and I'm like, come on, you can't see that.
Mm-hmm. How was Stephen when you woke up? You said about 2:15.
Today, this afternoon. I'm like, well, I didn't check him right away.
Mm-hmm.
He was laying on, he was laying there. I kind of went out through the dark and let the dogs out. And the room's pretty. It's got dark shades, so I just snuck out, let the dogs out, went to the bathroom, and Mom called.
I hope you know we don't believe shit that's coming out your mouth right now, right?
Once I called her back, and I'm like, look, I gotta get him up. I don't know what time he goes to work.
So he was laying on the floor in the dark when you woke up.
Yes.
You came out, placed a phone call to your mom.
Yes.
Anne's story is starting to raise serious doubts. She insists that when she first walked past Stephen, she didn't notice anything unusual, and it wasn't until she tried to wake him up that she realized he was unresponsive. But detectives notice that Anne doesn't appear shaken or upset. In fact, she's unusually calm for someone who's just lost her husband. With these red flags mounting,
Yeah, because if I lose my spouse, I'm going to be hysterical. I'm going to be crying. I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to be doing something. I'm not going to just be sitting here talking with a regular face.
Investigators shift their questions to Stephen's background, looking for any evidence that might confirm or rule out the possibility that his death was self-inflicted.
As far as history with Stephen, had he made any comments about self-harm or wanting to hurt himself?
No, we were just, like I said, we were trying to put things back together.
Tell me more about putting it back together.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
We had separated just because he drank heavily. He just, he had slowed down quite a bit. And I said, look, if you're going to have a drink, I get it. You can't drink to intoxication every time.
Mm-hmm. How often do you drink?
You should have told him he don't need to be drinking at all. You ain't that, nah. You don't tell a drinker that.
Every day.
Every day. How much?
3 or 4 whiskey and cokes, and they were not on the They were not on the weak side.
Did he ever threaten violence, anything like that?
No, not towards himself.
Were you guys ever involved in any sort of physical altercation?
No.
What about just fights in general?
We argued about about how much money he spent on alcohol, considering there's other things, but this little guy had been through a little trauma about that he thought that there was somebody walking through the house or had been in the house before, and that ties into
How do the cops just sit here and listen through this bullshit?
the loony bit about the whole thing.
Oh God, I can't do it.
The loony bit?
The loony bit, yes. Last year they were telling me I was absolutely loony, that I was, and the bottom line was, I have anxiety, acute anxiety disorder. I'm OCD.
Despite Anne sharing new details about her troubled relationship with Stephen, detectives weren't any closer to an answer. If anything, her story only created more confusion. Sure, their marriage had issues, and Stephen's drinking was clearly a problem according to Anne, but nothing she said directly implicated her in Stephen's death. And as far as detectives could tell, a self-inflicted injury was still very much on the table. However, there was one critical detail that could finally break this case
Yeah, let's see where that fucking gun at.
wide open: the missing gun. With that in mind, detectives decided to direct this question towards Anne, hoping she could clarify this crucial detail.
What do you need me to do? I don't know what to do.
Well, we're going to work through it a little bit at a time. When you found him today, was there a gun laying near him?
I didn't see it. I just, I immediately
No, hell nah. Why you? Nah, something ain't right.
looked
What do you mean you ain't see it? If he shot himself, the gun would be right there behind.
over. I think I was like,
Would you have grabbed the gun and thrown it in a drawer so that he wouldn't see it?
no.
Okay,
I didn't even see the gun. I saw the head.
right.
I was like, I threw the blanket over and I went over. I'm like, come on, buddy, we gotta come out of here.
And that was smart thinking.
Dispatcher for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she helped a lot of people through hard
wow.
things.
Okay, and just kind of let you know, just so you're aware of what the next step is.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
That's okay. Nobody knows.
If you have any questions at any point in time, just ask, okay?
Little does he know that he's rubbing the shoulders of a cold-blooded killer.
Yes.
I can't
you're
say
just-
I've been on the receiving end of this. Like,
At this point, police still weren't sure what to make of Anne's story, and with the gun nowhere to be found, they had no way of determining exactly what happened. So, hoping to uncover new details, investigators returned to the bedroom to examine Stephen's body more closely. And it didn't take long before they noticed something strange about his position.
You know, if he's sleeping and someone else shot him, that's a weird position for his arm to be in. If you do this, and then your body goes limp, I think that arm position would be more natural. I think she hid the gun somewhere.
Yeah, after she did it.
No, I think he shot himself, and she doesn't want this to be so she hid the gun.
The more investigators examined
Y'all wouldn't be thinking that if I did it. Y'all would have been like, oh yeah, he did it.
Stephen's body, the stranger the situation became. His positioning seemed odd for someone shot while asleep, leaving them genuinely uncertain about what really happened. However, by now, investigators had narrowed down their theories to three main possibilities. The first, and perhaps simplest explanation, was that Stephen had shot himself, and Anne innocently moved the gun afterwards, perhaps hoping to protect his dignity.
This is a bunch of malarkey.
This scenario seemed plausible given Stephen's heavy drinking problems and the couple's deteriorating marriage. But there was also the possibility that Anne had darker motives altogether, intentionally killing Stephen for reasons detectives had yet to uncover.
He got a big money plot on his insurance or something. That's what usually happens in these type of situations. Is the wife kills the husband for big insurance policy, vice versa. You just never fucking know.
And finally was Anne's troubling claim that she woke up to find the front door unlocked and the home security alarm mysteriously disabled. This suggested someone else entirely had quietly entered the home and murdered Stephen without being detected. Perhaps someone holding a grudge against Stephen
Y'all see my face, right?
due to his line of work in law enforcement. With too many unanswered questions and the growing sense of uncertainty, investigators collected Anne's DNA and asked her to come down to the station for a formal interview, hoping the interrogation would finally reveal the dark truth behind Stephen's death. Anne is placed in an interrogation room with her sister and a pastor, a clever tactic by the officers. The presence of the pastor is meant to make Anne feel more at ease, hoping she'll open up about what really happened the night before.
It's a little chilly in here, isn't it? He might have tell you something because there was more of a worry when I first came there. I think it's
Pastor must be a lawyer.
completely warmer. You can imagine.
With a big old wind outside, it makes it a little
yeah.
chilly.
Yeah. I think on the way over was saying, just so you know, I just didn't plan my day like this. We didn't plan our day like this.
Who plans a day like this?
Nobody.
Now that Anne is relaxed and talkative, the officers make their next move. They send in the detective to question her and uncover what she might be hiding.
So the first question we always ask is, did you have any part in any involvement in Stephen's death?
No.
Okay. Does he normally always carry a gun? Did he
That no is gonna come back to bite her in the ass, y'all watch.
have a gun on him that was last night?
She should have just went ahead and said yeah.
How's it?
Okay.
He does usually when he takes it off and sets it by him somewhere in the radius of street. Usually when he goes to bed.
Where does he typically store the gun?
At night? Usually for I don't know if here because there is in his holster. I've seen him with it laying right next to his hand. I've seen him on top of it. You know.
What do you think happened to the handgun?
I have no, I have no idea from the time I tell it for you.
That's not we not gonna keep buying that. No, we're not gonna keep fucking buying that. Like, come on now.
Even after the detective asked her directly about Stephen's death, Anne stuck to her story, insisting that she had no involvement and no idea where the missing gun could be.
Right.
With no new leads coming from Anne herself, detectives paused the interview. At this point, they knew their next step had to be a thorough search of Anne's home. So, armed with a search warrant, investigators returned to the house, hoping that whatever Anne hasn't told them might still be hidden inside. And, sure enough, it didn't take long before they found their biggest clue yet.
With her fingerprints on there, I bet. I bet her shit is on there.
South Fillmore. We're gonna do a walkthrough from the southwest bedroom into the laundry room.
In a washing machine.
Auto was found in this LG dryer.
I know you fucking lying. Why would she hide it in a fucking that of all places?
Now finally discovered, detectives faced a crucial final question: determining who pulled the trigger. Fortunately,
y'all already know who pulled that trigger, man.
Officers quickly uncovered another critical piece of evidence: a neighbor's Nest security camera. And after carefully reviewing the footage, investigators confirmed that nobody had entered or left the house during the night. This revelation directly contradicted Anne's earlier claims about waking up to an unlocked door and disabled alarm. Now detectives were convinced that Anne had deliberately misled them, so they brought her back to the interrogation room, this time ready to confront her directly with the truth.
And I can't wait, because these be my favorite parts of the video right here.
So obviously
this is when they usually fucking break and you get to see all these fake tears and whoop-de-whoop, and you just sat there and lied and said you did.
Out to the house and we did a search warrant. I definitely think we have a better idea or a better picture as far as what happened. I'm just going to tell you, we found that you were responsible for Stephen's death.
I like an attorney.
Okay.
I knew it.
You want to stand up?
Put your hands behind your back, bitch.
I'm just asking, in what way would I be responsible for it?
Well, we can't. You know, we can't have a further discussion with you if you've invoked your right and you'd like to speak with an attorney. So, with
Okay.
stops our interview, Ann.
Okay. I'm sorry, yeah, but if you're telling me.
After being arrested, Anne was taken to the Sarpy County Jail, where she was held on a $2 million bond. As her case progressed, prosecutors revealed new details that finally shed light on Anne's motive for murdering Stephen.
Why would she do that?
It turned out that after Anne had left her job as a dispatcher, Stephen provided her with a monthly allowance. But when their marriage deteriorated, he stopped those payments, leaving Anne financially desperate.
You're not supposed to quit your job anyway, stupid. If you've been working there for 10 years, why would you quit your job? That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. If you are in a relationship with somebody, have your own shit, your own money, your own income, because you never know when a motherfucker ready to go.
Prosecutors argued that Anne staged Stephen's death, hoping to collect on his life insurance policy, for which
did not say that.
She was the sole beneficiary. But ultimately, no claim was ever filed and no money was ever paid out. Additionally, a detective testified
killed that man for nothing.
That Anne's 10-year-old son told police he'd heard a muffled gunshot during the night and that his mother told him to go back to sleep. Initially charged with first-degree murder, Anne pleaded guilty in July 2022 to first-degree assault and tampering with evidence. And in October 2022, she was sentenced to 40 to 50 years in prison for the
she about 40, 50 years old now.
Assault charge and an additional
that's pretty much life.
1 to 2 years for tampering.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to all my supporters. I love you. And that's it, baby. We out.